Going on, everybody? Welcome back, Dudes Who Bet Daily. July 20th, 2023. Happy birthday to Papa Samo. It's birthday today, so we're having a little bit of a celebratory party here at the Somich household. We got a bunch of us convening here before heading to the track over the weekend, so it should be a fun time. Aaron, how you doing, man?
Well, listen, happy birthday, Papa Samo, as well. Good guy. I like talking to him. Always fun to see him. Hopefully see him this summer at some point. But doing good, doing really good. Coming off a late pick 5 score, finally, at Saratoga yesterday. So very, very happy to get that one home. It has been a meet up there. I'm either way off, not close, or I hit a pick 5. So we'll see if what happens today. Every day's a new day up there at Saratoga.
It's kind of the beauty of the pick 5, right? You would rather go 1 of 5 than 4 of 5 because you're not getting paid either way, and you don't want to waste the winners in those pick 5s, which are going 1 of 5 in. So it's fun to be able to connect with one. You got to find like when you hit the 20-1 at Saratoga, you have to hit the pick 5. That's how you make that meet profitable. If you're looking at those multi-race wagers, really fun card today. Again, really before we jump into it, we talked a little bit about Spirit of St. Louis before the show. Running in the 7th race today, the one horse for Chad Brown looked phenomenal after the Belmont that Saturday there at Belmont. Going to be a heavy favorite again today, right?
Yeah, and that's why, I don't think either one of us have as the best bet because it's got, for the parameters of this show, we don't do bets that are under 4 to 5. And so I think he's going to go under 4 to 5. But, he also has Call Me Harry that he's coupled with. That's not too bad either. So there's 2 really good brown horses in that one. Yeah, Spirit of St. Louis, I'm ultra excited to see him back. And like you said, if you remember that Belmont race, he got way behind, and that's not his running style. His 2 races on dirt before that turf race, he was up near the lead. He was way behind. I thought, wow, this is going to be a big favorite going down. Nope, ends up winning by 4. So I'm really excited to see him run back. I think he's going to be an exciting horse.
Yeah, should be a good one there. The turf course playing toward closers right now because it's been a little wet. It has been sunny and humid here for the last 24 hours. So we'll see if that turf course dries out. Wouldn't be shocked if we see firm today. We saw good yesterday there at Saratoga. And the firmer it gets, the better speed holds. You still want to be on the inside, specifically in the Widener turf course right now. Or inside the Melwood turf course right now. All right, let's jump into to some sports here. Before we get going, though, Curtis, wishing everyone a happy January, making fun of me there. But he is at Comic-Con San Diego. So, yeah, it is quite possible that he is already drunk. It's about 9:04 right now, so I'm sure he's a couple mimosas in there going around Comic-Con. Let's talk about a game that Magic is actually going to play here. Padres -115 taking on the Blue Jays. Total sitting at 9 in this one. Blake Snell on the mound, sporting his 0 ERA for the month right now, Aaron. You going with the Padres, the Blue Jays? You're looking for the total?
God, this is a tough one. This is just a real tough one. The Padres have kind of handled Toronto the last couple of games. I think they might again. I would go lean towards the Padres here. They may be one of those teams. They've been underachieving. Maybe they're finally starting to kind of get it going a little bit. They've been playing a little bit better lately. I'll lean Padres. I didn't play this game, though. I thought this was just a little too crazy for me. But Padres would be my pick.
Yeah, I played Padres first 5, laid the half run. You get plus 107 on it. Snell has been just dominant in June and July. 0.87 ERA in June, 0.00 ERA in July. And this Padres team, as much as we have talked down on them for the past 2 months, they're starting to turn it around. They're starting to play much better baseball. We'll see if they're able to keep it up against the Blue Jays today. Magic's best bet. He actually took under 8.5 plus 100 here in this game with a similar thought that, hey, look, Snell's on the mound. He's going to shut him down. The Padres have not been hitting as solidly as he would like to try and cover that 9. If Snell goes out there and, let's say gives up 1 or 2, it's going to be tough for this total to go over. So Magic taking the under 8.5 plus 100 for his best bet of the day. Let's jump forward to a game I don't think very many people are going to talk about here. Twins taking on the Mariners. Mariners -125. Total sitting at 7.5. You got 2 all-star pitchers going against each other, Aaron. We got Pablo Lopez on the mound for Minnesota and Kirby on the mound for the Mariners. What are you doing here?
Yeah, another really tough game. And a shout out to Doc Tang. He actually cashed on a big parlay with the Twins last night to round it out. I had the Twins 2 nights ago plus money, so they've been really good to both of us. Today, I kind of really love Kirby for Seattle. I think he's really solid. He's 8-8, but don't let that fool you. He always shows up and pitches a pretty good game. They're at home. They've lost a couple in a row. I think Seattle's the right side tonight. I guess this afternoon. So I took Seattle because of Kirby on the mound.
Yeah, I'm going to hold my nose and play the over 7.5 here. I mentioned it's
Ooh.
2 all-star pitchers. Both of them have 4+ ERAs in June and July. So they both had good early numbers. They haven't been as strong lately. 7.5 just seems like way too low to me here. I thought this was going to be 8 or 8.5 here. So I'll take a little bit of a shot and play against the 2 pitchers here and take the over 7.5. I would lean toward the Mariners too. I have a feeling I'm going to like the Mariners quite a bit in the second half of the season. They're playing pretty good baseball and getting pretty ignored up there in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah, take out the last 2 games where they did kind of struggle. They had been playing really well. And that's kind of a theme in baseball right now. Like the Padres that we talked about, even Milwaukee, they're playing really well. And we were kind of like, yeah, they're not that great earlier. We're kind of starting to see a little bit of a flip. So you kind of got to keep an eye on that. And I agree. Seattle's one of those teams.
Yeah, another one of those teams that was playing really well before, not playing well. Actually, 2 of the teams that were playing really well before, not playing so well now. The Giants take on the Reds, -115 on the Reds side, total sitting at 9.5. Pretty good matchup here as well. Abbott on the mound for the Reds, and Cobb on the mound for the Giants, who's sneakily, I like 6-2 with a 2.82 ERA. So pitched phenomenal so far this year. The Reds able to make it 2 in a row today.
Yeah, I think the Reds are going to win this one. The Reds just had the Milwaukee problem, right? They just could not beat Milwaukee. You look at the Giants series, the first game gets rained out and then it's a delay. It was kind of a weird situation. They had to come back the next day. And then the next game, game 2 of that series, the Reds scored 10 runs and lost. And it's just like, yeah, that's kind of what the Reds, with that pitching, what's going to happen to them sometimes. Big win yesterday. They got their ace on the mound today. I think Cincinnati wins this one, gets it 2 in a row. I don't necessarily think Cincinnati's playing bad. I just think the Milwaukee situation got them in a funk. Now, unfortunately, they're going to have to play them again here pretty soon, but I still believe in the Reds. I don't think it's time to hit the panic button yet. I think they get it done today.
The bats need to get going again. I mean, that was the key, really, is that they were scoring, 6, 7, 8 runs a game before the All-Star break. That Milwaukee series, they had trouble scoring, lost 2 games, 1-0, which has been very rare for the Reds in the first half. They did get the bats going a little bit against the Giants early. We were able to get the win yesterday. I'm kind of surprised this is at 9.5. You can get under 5 for the first 5 with Abbott and Cobb. That was the direction I took here. Under 5, you can get plus 105 on it. To me, the total just seems a little too high here. I realize we're in the Great American Ballpark, which is where the totals generally fly over. But this Giants and Reds teams haven't been hitting the ball that well. So I'll take the under 5 first 5 here, Giants and Reds. Let's jump to the race of the day, Aaron. This is a fun one. Saratoga race number 9. We're 12 deep here. We're just going to scratch the 13 and 14. You got a couple Chad Browns. You got Ari Gold on the rail, who was one of the horses that had a phenomenal meet down there at Gulfstream. Looked great in the pulpit, able to get the job done there. Over Congruent, who came back to win a graded stakes later. That was actually a race I stabled Congruent up out of. You got a couple Chad Brown entries in here in both the 7 exact estimate as well as the 12 here, Napoleon War. Rosario's up on the 5. James Aloy, I don't even know how to say that. I'll let you say it because I think that's the horse you're going to pick. And the 10 horse, Chasing the Crown, sitting at 9-2. Oh, by the way, you've also got horses like Ocala Dream, who's sitting here at 15-1 with Castellano, who has been able to win at a big price and is coming out of stakes races and dropping in for a 62K tag. A lot of different directions to go here. Where are you headed?
Yeah, there is a million different ways, and I'm not going to pronounce the 5's name either because I don't really know how to say Aloysius. I don't know. Look, I picked the 7 exact estimate on top. Winner of 2 of 3 since moving over to the turf. Look, Irad stays aboard for the second straight race. Sometimes you get in these races and Brown wins them. And that's kind of the deal. The deal with the 7, it's kind of like the 4, I think, in the 8th race yesterday. It seemed like a wide open race. Brown won it, So here I'm going to go exact estimate. I do like the 5. I put the 5 in second. I think that's a pretty nice horse as well. And yeah, I like the 12 a little bit as well. Another Chad Brown horse coming off of a layoff. I thought this horse showed a lot of promise in a lot of those races last year, like, losing by a length to Emmanuel 3 races back and coming up here and finishing 3rd behind 2 pretty good horses. I got to think this is a nice class drop. We're off a layoff, which doesn't bother me with Brown. So I thought the 12 made sense too. I went 7, 5, 12.
Yeah, I'm going to put the 12 on top here. I'll take 8-1 on the 12 and Flavian Pratt aboard. This is one of those horses we talked a lot about in 2022. I know I thought this was going to be a very, very good horse. And I think Chad Brown kind of tipped his hand after the Pennine Ridge, runs second, like you said, to Emmanuel there, and goes right into the Belmont Derby, grade 1, faces Classic Causeway, Nation's Pride, Stone Age. That was a very good race. I'm also surprised they gelded this horse. This is a war front out of a street cry mare. There was definitely breeding possibilities here for Napoleonic War. And to geld the horse means that you think it's going to make a massive difference, and you've got a real runner here. And so we're getting first is a 4-year-old. Man, I think he's going to absolutely fire huge here. I hate the 12 post in a sense that it's going to be tough to work out a trip. But like I said, you do want to be closing on this turf. I think Pratt's just going to kind of take back mid-pack, try and sit too wide around both turns and make a big-time move, maybe even find the rail in the backstretch if possible. 8-1, you're getting it because of the post. And that's kind of the reason why I'm okay with it. You're going to get a price on him because of the post he's sitting in. I like the 7 and 10 as well. I think they're both very logical. Feels like a Chad Brown race. I'll take the other Chad Brown in this spot and take 8-1 on the 12. If you're looking at a horse over 10-1, who are you looking at here?
Well, I don't know there's going to be one in this one because I just think there's too many horses in here that are pretty solid. I do think the 11, though, is interesting. Whisper Not at 12-1. That would be the one I would choose. To be very clear, I did not use this horse on any tickets, but I do think this horse has some interest. First time off the layoff, didn't run all that well. Got up to Churchill Downs and finished third in a similar race. Ran okay. Improved last time out, a same race and allowance at Churchill. Now we're up here. Maybe he just kind of comes up here, loves the turf. He's shown that he's classy enough to run against this level. He's another one that's probably going to come from a little ways out of it from that post. So I thought the 11 was pretty interesting here at 12-1.
Shoddy jumping in. James Aloysius, something like that. I think it's James Aloysius. We're going to go with James Aloysius. For me, the 6 is the Saratoga Flash is the horse that I would use at a little bit of a price. 10-1, shipping in here from Gulfstream, but has won at Saratoga before. So at least you have success over the track. The last couple races pretty good, including coming out of a $100,000 stakes race. Looks like the horse is on the upswing. Don't love its Saffy outside of Florida. Don't love her carrying 124, but at the price, I think that's the 10-1 shot that can make some noise in the exotics here. Although I agree with you. I think you're going to see some lower priced horses in this spot. All right, jump into the best bets of the day here. We already talked about Magics. He's going Blue Jays and Padres under 8.5, plus 100. Give me the Cubbies here. I'm going to go minus a half run, first 5, take plus 117. Stroman on the mound, taking on the Cardinals. I think the Cubs are a better baseball team, although the Cardinals are playing a little bit better right now. Stroman would have shut them down in London had we not had some defensive lapses in the middle infield. I think he gets the revenge game here today. Happy to lay the half run and get plus money on the Cubs. So I'll take Cubs plus a half or minus a half run, plus 117 for the first 5. Did you touch the Cubs-Cardinals game today, Aaron?
I like the Cardinals full game. I think you might be right on the first 5. I don't know. I've been watching this Cardinal team. They're starting to heat up a little bit. Cubs are hit and miss. You never really know. I like Cardinals full game in this one because of the price a little bit. I think it's a toss-up. But, Stroman versus Mats, that does lean to Cubs first 5 for sure.
Let's jump into your best bets of the day. I'm going to disagree with one of your games, too, so you can start it out, and we'll finish it off.
Well, look, I mean, if you've been following my best bets on the page, and thank you if you have, a lot of people have, that's starting to pick up steam. But anyway, you notice that I play 7-8 baseball games a day. I played 2 today. I thought it was a really tough baseball card. I took the Rays in the first half of this parlay here, playing the Orioles. Boy, both teams kind of limping into this one a little bit. The Rays are. Orioles really aren't. The Rays, they need to get home and they need to get hot. And I like Glass now. I think he's going to come out here and give the Rays what they need. So I took Tampa in the first leg of this. Second leg, JP France pitching against the Athletics for the Astros here. I just think this one seems like a lock. I think the Astros are the one you can really count on in this one. And then you hope the Rays get it done. Plus 133. I toyed around with a lot of parlays. I thought this one made sense from a price standpoint. So I took Tampa Bay and Houston in the parlay.
Yeah, I almost laid it. Run and a half with the Astros is my best bet. I agree with you. I think that's a situation where the Astros should absolutely blow out the Athletics. Astros have been playing pretty sneaky good baseball recently as well. I almost played the Orioles plus 170 against the Rays just because the plus money was so tempting there. Glass now I feel like it's still hit or miss. He's not back to himself, even though he has pitched in 6 or 7 games since coming back from the injury. And this Orioles team is starting to hit the baseball too. They just lost 2 or 3 to the Dodgers, but before that they'd ripped off 8 straight, scored 10 plus runs in 4 of those 8 games. I don't think they should be minus 190 today, and that's what the Rays are right now. So that's why I looked at the Orioles. I do think the Rays are the most likely winner. I just think the price is a little inflated.
I wouldn't hate anybody for saying I'm going to take a shot with the Orioles. I just kind of feel like the Rays are too good to keep losing, and I think this is a matchup. Look, it's a huge series too. You look up, and it's like. Right. Like the Orioles could if the Orioles go in there and sweep them, they've got a good not a lock, but they've got a good hand on the division. So I think the Rays battle back in this spot. So that was kind of my angle, but I wouldn't talk you off the Orioles. I like I said, I thought today was just a day full of kind of toss up games in baseball.
Yep. Should be a fun day there from baseball. We're going to have a fun Saturday from the racing perspective here. We're going to talk Haskell in about 45 minutes on the Magic Mike Show. Aaron going to join me as the special guest for that. We're going to talk about the late pick 5 races. What is it? 10 through 14, I believe, including the Haskell race number 12, which is a wildly interesting race. I'm excited to have that discussion with you. The United Nations Grade 1 and race 11 right prior to it. And the 2 races after a little bit interesting as well. So we'll rip through that late sequence there for the Haskell Day on Saturday at 1 o'clock Eastern, 10 Pacific here, right on the Racing Dudes channel. Dudes Who Bet Sports is going to be on today as well. You're covering the late pick 5 from Saratoga on Saturday.
Yep. 5 o'clock Central Time. We'll do that one. It's going to be pretty awesome. That sequence is great. The sequence we're going to talk about on Magic Mike, I can't wait for that show. I think it's going to be really good. It's a tricky one as well. And I do know a time for Blinkers Off, 7 Central for Blinkers Off. We're going to cover all those big stakes races. So it is a busy day on the channel. We've had weeks in the past 3-4 weekends. It's like, there's not a ton to talk about. Yeah, that's over, Somich. That's over. Yeah. We're locked and loaded for the next 6-7 weeks on this channel.
And we're bearing the lead. Husker Butch running this weekend too. We got you. If
right.
anyone wants to dip in and start the Magic Mike stables, we're talking about claiming them and bringing them out to Saratoga for a race late in the season here, just so we can see him get the W out here. So busy weekend. We've got Del Mar, we've got Saratoga, we've got the Haskell, we got Husker Butch. What more could you ask for, Aaron?
You couldn't ask for much more. And listen, if you want to dip your toe into the Husker Butch campaign and claim him for $30,000 and bring him to Saratoga, I will shake your hand and say thank you for the $30,000, and I will say good luck if you're going to run him at Saratoga.
Magic made a call to Jamie Ness to see if he was interested in jumping in. So we'll see what happens here.
Okay.
All right, let's rip through the best bets of the day. Oh, one more thing. You want live Del Mar coverage? Guess what? That's happening tomorrow as well. So some of the boys, I think Dr. Tang and the Knicks can be live for Del Mar on tomorrow, right? Is that correct?
Yes, I think I saw where they're going on. Right before the first race, maybe.
Yeah. So we got live Del Mar coverage as well for opening day tomorrow. Those cards are phenomenal too. All right, best bets of the day. Rip through them here before we take off. Magic taking Padres Jays under 8.5 plus 100. I'm going to go with the Cubs -0.5 run, first 5 plus 117. Aaron taking the Astros and the Rays plus 133, up $256 for the year. Be back same time, same place tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, talking sports and horses. Thank you very much for joining us. We will see you guys in about 45 minutes for the Magic Mike Show.